Hi friends, in this video we are going to solve a requirement from a startup company, or you can take it as a school or college laboratory wherein they want to have a 100 development machines, but they have only one server. So we need to convert that single machine into 100 servers so that each one can able to log into that machine, and then they feel it is isolated environment, so they can change the root password, they can install any software, and then they can have their own editor, favorite editor, they can install, they can uninstall anything, but it should not clash with others. For example, one can have va editor, one don't want va editor, he wants nano editor, he should be able to install it in his machine. So it should be 100 separate machines. They should feel like it is 100 separate machines, but they have only single server. And then they can install whatever the software they want, and then they should start their development. Finally, end of day, they should be able to take a backup of it. So let's see how to solve this problem with Docker containerization. So basically what is my plan is, we will create a SSH image, SSHD, so that and then spin up 100 containers for each user so they can connect with it and then play around it. So we will see some cool steps here. So let's create. So I will show if there is any, I don't have any images or containers in my machine. I'm going to create a Docker file. So I'm assuming the 100 servers are going to be Ubuntu servers. So I'm going to use Ubuntu. If you want to have some other like CentOS or any other distribution, Debian, you can use that. And then I'm going to set an environment variable, Debian underscore frontend equal to non-interactive, so it won't ask for any confirmation when we do some apt commands. And I'm going to do apt get update followed by apt get install -y open ssh hyphen server, and so this will update the apt repository, and then it will install open ssh server. And now I wanted to assign a password for a root user, so I'm going to do run echo root colon change me. So root user password is going to be change me, and I'm going to run a command here, ch password. So this will change the password of root user to change me. And then I'm going to run and create a directory where run sshd. So this will create a directory. This directory is required for sshd daemon to run. And then I'm going to run a set command wherein I'm going to edit a file. So I will show you that file. This is my host machine. I'm going to show you the file and what I'm going to edit. In this file, I wanted to search for root login. Yeah, this one. So by default, it will have prohibit password. So I'm going to edit this with the sed editor. I'm going to say sed -i, replace this content space dot star, whatever it is. I'm going to replace it with this comment portion. I'm going to remove and I'm going to uncomment it and then give yes. So instead of whatever the value prohibit password, I'm going to change it to yes. And what is the file? This is the file. I'm doing all these things in inside the container image. So I'm going to update this file. Okay, and finally we have to start the SSH server here. So I'm going to use command slash Let's see where my SSHD is there. So I will use which SSHD. So this is the path of SSHD. So for other distributions, you have to find what is the path and then use it, but the argument will be the same, hyphen capital D. So start it in a daemon mode. So that's it. This is the Docker file which we need to start a SSH daemon when we start it as a container. So let's build this docker build dot hyphen t. I will name it as sshd colon 0.1. Now it is pulling the Ubuntu image, and then it will install sshd and then create the directory and edit the file. Meanwhile, we will look into the requirement again. So we need to start 100 containers now. I'm going to, instead of giving this is a single host machine, but I'm going to start SSH daemon, 100 SSH daemons, but inside a container. So I need 100 ports, 100 different ports that will be given to the user, so they can use the IP address, my IP address, and 100 ports to connect to the machine. So for that we will need a loop, for loop. So let's keep it ready. For users in, I will say 1001 to 1100, and then do, I will check if the loop is working, user, and then I will say echo user, and then done. The loop is working fine. Let's see. So the image is ready now. Image got created. Let's try with a single container now. Docker, I want to give it a name. So I will give a name like first I will say docker run hyphen name. I will say system 0101. Okay, this is the first system. The name I have given it this name, and then I want to start it in a detached mode, and I will mount a volume so they can keep the backup here. So I will say mnt sys system 1001. Okay, and it will be mounted on inside the container in the same folder, so the user will not feel any difference. And then we made it as a persistent, and then we need a port. So for the port number I will use 1001. So when they hit the host machine with this port number, it will be redirected to port number 20 inside 22 inside the container. 22 is the port number in which our SSH daemon is going to run. And then finally the docker image sshd colon 0.1. Okay, so this is the image, docker image, we can see here got created just a minute ago. So here you can see this is the command which I'm going to use and start our first container. Okay, so now we will run docker ps and see if it is running. Now I will get my IP address. So this is my IP address, right? So I will use SSH. I have to log in as root user. So root @IP address, and I have to give the port number. Port number is 1001. So this port number and root and password will be shared with the user, so they can SSH to the container. Before that, yeah, and then we can enter it. So okay, I will remove, as I have the same IP address already in my machine, so it is giving. I'm removing the known host file, and I will try it again. So here you can see it is asking for the fingerprint. I'm giving yes. Password I have to enter as change me. Yeah, I'm able to log into the container. So you can see I have just SSH and I have logged into the container. Now let me install what I will install GCC here. Okay, so let this get installed. Meanwhile, we will start all the other containers. So I will use the for loop again, and then say docker run hyphen detached mode, and then I want to give, so here I will give the host name, so we will know. I will give the host name as host name for the container as system $user. So we already have 10001, so I will start from 2 system $user, so I will get 1002, and then I want to map the volume mnt system $user to mnt system $user. Host name is given, and then the volume followed by port number. I will give $user as the port number colon 22. Finally, the Docker image sshd colon 0.1. Let me see if I have missed anything. So I will come out of this. So name is missing. Name, this one. Okay, I will give the name also. I have given the host name inside the container, but I want to name the container also as system 1001. I mean $user. So now this is going to spin up 99 containers for us. So here you can see docker ps, we have only one container currently. Once I execute this, we will see 99 containers. So it is starting each container one by one. It is starting all the servers. For them it is a server, but for us it is just a container. Here you can see it is starting up. Here you can see it is starting one by one. So let's again log into this machine 1001. Password is change me. Now I want to change the password, so I'm going to change the password. Going to give change me. Okay, again I type change me. Okay, so let's connect to the next machine, machine 2. It is asking for the fingerprint. I will type change me and then give the password. I want to change the password. I'm going to change the password as root at 123. Root at 123. Now the password got changed. Here I want to install say nano. So this is, here you can see the host name here, system 102, and all the containers are started now. You can see 100 containers started. So now 100 users can connect just by changing the port number. They should be able to connect. I will give I will connect to another machine now 0.6, and port number I will use 1003. Again I have to give the same password, change me. Here you can see system 1003. In 1001 I have nano installed. So I want this machine, in this machine I wanted to install Python. Let me check if Python is there already. So we have Python 3, but I want to install Python 2 for my development. So I will say install Python. So this will install Python 2 for me. Here you can see install Python. I will install this, and in this machine I will install GCC again. Okay, it is ready. So I will go to the mnt folder and show you. So here they can see their folder only, because we are inside the container, it is isolated. So I will go here and then create a file with a nano editor which I have installed, but when I use vi it will not be there. So for this user he needs only nano, so he installed nano editor, but in this container nano will not be there. Instead we will install vi, which is good for C programming. So let use nano and then create a Python file, Python py, and for example I will just type this is Python code. Okay, and to save I have to say Control O. I'm saving this and then exit. So here we have VI installed. I will again go to the same folder. So here you can see it here. This user can see only 1003. Here he can see only 1002. So this is the isolation we have. Now I will go inside this folder and then I will create a hello program in C language. Hash include stdio.h and then int main printf I will say hello /n and then return 0. Okay, so this is a simple program. So to compile I have GCC, I have installed it. I will say GCC hello and I can run the output here. You can see the output. So similarly here you can see Python 2 got installed in system 1002 and the password is changed in this machine. Here I can give some other password and everything is isolated. So if some other user in system 003, if he is going to do something, the other user will not know or the other system will not get affected because whatever he is installing, but everything is in the single host in my host machine. So the backup, about the backup, so the backup is taken in the host machine because we have made it a persistent. So if I go to MNT in the host machine and see, you can see all the folders, all the 100 folders. So whatever they are saving inside this folder, inside the container, it will be available inside the host machine also. Here you can see, okay, I'm system 1002. Here you can see the Python code, and then 1003 you can see the C program and the output. All these things will be here. So even if they want, they can install Git if they want. So other can use SVN. So it all depends on what they want. So this is the isolation. So whatever they want, no, they can install whatever the software they want and then they can do. This can be used for POC purposes in startup companies. They can give all the users some machine they can play around. Mostly in most of the companies they won't give root access to the developers because they will destroy, or they will they don't know how to use it and they will uninstall something in the machine. But with this Docker you can give root user permission to anyone, so they can play with it. They have the freedom to install anything. They can even destroy this machine. They can uninstall something. Even if they are going to corrupt it, there is no issue, but they will have the root access. So now we have Git also, so they can Git push all the codes they develop, and they will not feel like it is a restricted environment. They will have full access and they should be able to do their development freely. So this is the motive of this project. So let me know if you have any comments. I will try to answer it. Thank you friends. Share it with your friends. Subscribe for the channel for more videos like this. Thank you.